So in the past about week and a half, we had two unknown drone attacks that are most likely came from Iran. In both cases, the military, the IDF spokesperson said that they will update where it came from, but they never did. And more resources has claimed that it's from Iran. We know for a fact that it's not from the Houthis, and we know that there was another one from Lebanon yesterday, but that's a separate thing. So they're most likely from Iran, and the interesting thing is, it's like we're trying to push it away. It's like we are actively, or maybe the US instructed us actively to distance ourselves away from any attack, maybe to have something more organized later. But it's something that was also been talked in the past few days, and people are curious why you're not doing anything about it. And it leads back to the whole idea of, it feels like responses from the US and restraints on Israel, that the responses have been incredibly weak, and there have been a lot of restraints on Israel from doing anything. And people are starting to get concerned that now the IRGC sees America and Israel as weak, and that they will try to do more attacks, and they have been daring more. We saw what happened with Egypt. So that's a development, and something needs to happen, and it needs to happen soon, and it needs to be strong, and it needs to be precise, because there seems to be a very dodgy attitude of trying of responding properly, and it's not something you should do in the Middle East, because you're either strong and you show your force, or you're weak and you'll be trampled.
Interesting. I wonder if this is also the Islamic Republic's way, because usually when they attack Israel, they want to announce it. But if this is the Islamic Republic, they're probably not announcing it because they don't want Israel to get involved. They're trying to have their cake and eat it too, because there's so much internal pressure on them on why they're not attacking Israel. Like, it's embarrassing that they're not attacking Israel, because it looks like they're afraid of Israel right now. That's why they're not attacking them. So they want to attack Israel, but without taking credit for it, so that they could tell that, so that their followers, the base of support, feels like they have done something, but also not to the point where they're going to get an Israeli response. That's what I think might be happening.
One of those drones have been stopped in Jordan's territory, but they were clearly aimed at Israel. And this is kind of an excuse that our IDF spokesman used, that I didn't cross to Israel border. But we have multiple sources that confirming that the target was Israel. And yeah, you're right about that the IRGC have not said anything about it, and which is very weird and unusual. This entire last month or two have been surreal when it comes to responses and attacks all around. And it's something that bothers me, and it bothers a lot of other people, and I know it's something that bothers a lot of people in general, of what's happening with this war in general. Shauna, you want to respond?
Well, Kobe had a question first, but I'll just read his question real quick. He wanted to know.
You cut out, Shauna?
Shauna, you cut out. Oh, there we go. She's back.
It's the app. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kobe had a question about the Durkas, if they claim credit, but I think you answered that. But I also, crap, I got distracted by the cutout, and I forgot my question. I will circle back if I remember. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
That's have confirmed that there were any strikes, because Sapir was saying that it's quiet in Israel about it. They know for sure it's not from the Houthis, not from Hezbollah, but there's some of the strikes, if I got it correctly. So there are strikes that are not confirmed, and they are suspected to be from Iran. and that's why the question came, like, have the Darkas confirmed any strikes on Iran, on Israel? Because
They haven't.
right, because as far as I can tell, they've been pretty quiet about it. They go everywhere, like even Egypt now. But right, so but if they are not even confirming, that's, I don't know what to say about it. Maybe so that suggests, right, get the bowel movements, right? They are scared as fuck. So start to, like, you can start pressing the buttons, like on the executioners. Those are issuing orders. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to digress, but yeah, thank
I mean, I think that everything that I remember my thought, everything that I'm seeing, I think everybody knows that at this point, it feels like we're just waiting on Trump's call from our commander in chief. And it feels like that's where things are at, is everybody's just delaying until Trump says go, trying to like hold the line and maybe not go full throttle until it's time to go full throttle. I think Trump is, in his defense, I mean, I can't imagine the amount of pressure he has on him right now to kind of make this kind of decision, because the thing that he ran on was like no more foreign wars. Now, I don't think this is a new war. However, I also see the libertarians and the ANCAPs freaking out, being like, this is Iraq 2.0, blah, 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 blah. It's just another neocon interventionism. It's just regime change. It is regime change. It needs to be regime change, but that is part of the media cycle as well, as that group of people, the ISO cucks and the ANCAPs. And so he's getting all this political pressure, and I think we're just waiting on his call. I think we just need to go full scale as much as we can in the next 2 weeks. But he has different advisors in his ears, some like Raising Cane, who are a little bit more conservative in the sense that they want to have a much more delayed tactic. They want to build up a reservoir. They're close to JD Vance, so they probably just don't want to go in at all. And then others who are much more pro, we just need to go and handle this. And then there's those in the base that don't feel like regime change is in our best interest. I don't think that's an option at this point. I just don't think that leaving the IRGC in place in any form is an option in any way at this point. I think they've kind of just removed that as an option. I know I was listening to Victor Davis Hanson earlier, and he said that there was probably some things that we should have done in the beginning, given where we're at. But Trump was really trying to avoid being in this situation. That's one opinion and point of view. I don't know. But I think that everybody's, as far as Sapir's part, I feels like everybody's kind of just holding their breath until Trump makes the call. I think that's kind of where we're at.
I'm just hoping that's not gonna happen in like the next week, because I have a flight to catch. They can do it after.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.